Alright, yo, what's going on? In this video, I'm going to be giving my mid-season awards for the NFL. Obviously, everybody did their mid-season awards last week in Week 8, but a lot of teams are now starting to be on their bye week, and this is Week 9. There are 18 weeks in the NFL, so I thought I was going to wait until Monday today. Yes, the Saints game is tomorrow, or today, but I don't know. So, more teams actually are in their midseason mark right now than they were last week. Some teams had 7 games, some teams had 8. Now, more healthier mix, so that's why I'm doing it this week. Anyways, let's get right into this video. But first, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. I post very regularly. I post shorts too, just in case if you don't love long-term stuff. And then also make sure you follow my Twitter. I put some good stuff out on there. And hey, even I was completely correct. You see, at 1:01 p.m., I correctly predicted the Jets beating the Bills 20-17. So make sure you go follow my Twitter. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube. But let's get right into it. All right, my mid-season MVP is Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes right now is, I think he's second in QBR, and he's second in QB in player rating. First in QBR is obviously Tua Tagovailoa, but 21 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. His defense has sold him a little, just only like a little bit, especially in that Bills game with the Dawson Knox last second touchdown. But Patrick Mahomes has done so well, even without his number one target in Tyreek Hill. And the next candidate that I would put would be Jalen Hurts, who has been spectacular this year. 12 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. Great completion percentage, a 68.2 completion percentage. And also having a good QBR. I wonder where they put the QBR. All right, with a 63.1 QBR, which is great. And then Josh Allen obviously is my third. But the problem with Josh Allen is that he is tied for the league lead in interceptions. And obviously we saw in the last game versus the Jets, sometimes he does struggle in some good defenses. He has some bad picks here or there, but Josh Allen is indeed him. Very good quarterback. But back to Patrick Mahomes. He's just... Where is he? Patrick Mahomes. He's just been playing at such an elite level. He leads also in yards per attempt. And he's also... I'm pretty sure he is first in yards as well. Yes. So Patrick Mahomes, obviously, first in yards. He is 11th in qualified completion percentage. He is 9th. He is 5th in yards per attempt. He is also number 1 in touchdowns. He is number 2 in QBR, and he is number 4 in quarterback rating. Obviously, you have Tua Tagovailoa, who is the best rated and who has the best QBR. But watching Tua's film, which you have to watch, he does underthrow his receivers a lot. And if Tua didn't underthrow his receivers sometimes and had them in stride, oh my God, Tyreek Hill and Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle would both be well above 1,000 yards already. And Tyreek Hill already is above 1,000 yards. And speaking of Tyreek Hill and Tua Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill is going to be my offensive player midseason offensive player of the year. He is number 1 in targets, receptions, yards. He's number 1 in each. And a guaranteed Pro Bowl, guaranteed All-Pro. And I know that Tua Tagovailoa has been playing very well, obviously. But Tyreek Hill is one of, if not the main reason why Tua's playing so good. I mean, when you have Tyreek Hill and you're targeting him 100 times in 9 games, it's very easy why has over almost 300 yards more than the next guy. That's Cooper Kupp, on pace currently for 2,000 yards. If he gets above 2,000 yards, he will 100 million % win this award. It's just a number that probably can be eclipsed if Tyreek Hill keeps on getting those targets. And, yeah, he does have 3 touchdowns, but Jalen Waddle has been, sneaking those, been getting a lot of the goal line targets. But Tyreek Hill makes this offense so much more dynamic, and it was worth what they gave up for him. Everybody last week in their midseason predictions named Micah Parsons as their Defensive Player of the Year. Now, I think that Micah Parsons still has an excellent chance of being the Defensive Player of the Year, but I have two players that I want to mention. First is Matthew Judon. He has 11 sacks. He's also leading the league. Let me sure you can see that. He's also leading the league in pressures. He's also leading the league. He's not leading the league in hurries. Yes, he is. He is leading the league in hurries as well. Matthew Judon has been a star defensive player for the Patriots, obviously. And then the second person I want to mention, the cornerback. Where is he? I want to mention is Patrick Surtain Jr. Completely shut down. He's playing like the best cornerback in the NFL right now. I'm pretty sure he is the highest graded. Here are some of the examples of players that Patrick Surtain has held. DK Metcalf, 6 catches for 35 yards. Brandon Cooks, only 1 catch. Brandon Ayuk, no catches. Devonta Adams, 5 for 15. Michael Pittman, 1 yard. Mike Williams, 4 targets, 0 receptions. And then Garrett Wilson, 1 for 12. Patrick Surtain has been extremely good this year. And he was extremely good as a rookie last year, and I debated putting him on my top 10 list. But Patrick Surtain has been completely locked down this year. And, yeah, I have those two as my Defensive Player of the Year candidates as of now. And then, of course, you have the Nick Bosa, and then you have the Micah Parsons. For my Offensive Rookie of the Year, I have Kenneth Walker from Seattle. Now, I do want to give an honorable mention to Breece Hall. Obviously, he was favored before he went out with an ACL injury. He had finished the year with 5.8 yards per carry and 4 touchdowns. And then also, I want to acknowledge Dameon Pierce, first of all. 4.6 yards per carry. He is leading rookies in yards currently. He is technically first because Travis Etienne is not a rookie. Technically, Dameon Pierce is first in all-purpose yards, and then you have Kenneth Walker at second. But this is where I get to the point with Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker, in the last 5 games, 512 yards, 7 touchdowns, running for 5.3 yards per carry, averaging 100 rushing yards per game. He has, obviously, 7 touchdowns. He's been killer the past couple of weeks, and I think he is the favorite right now to win Rookie of the Year. He's on pace for 13 touchdowns and over 1,000 yards. Yes, he is on pace for that. So, yeah, I have Kenneth Walker as my Rookie of the Year offensively. And then for my defensive Rookie of the Year, I have Sauce Gardner, Jets rookie cornerback, currently the favorite to win the award as well. And looking at his game logs, yes, T. Higgins is the only caveat here. The problem is that he was only on T. Higgins for the beginning of the game, and then the Jets put DJ Reed on T. Higgins. And when the Jets put here, let me show you. When the Jets put Sauce Gardner versus Jamar Chase had his worst game of the season. Here it is. Sauce Gardner versus Jamar Chase. You see how he gave up 100 yards to T. Higgins? Well, he only let up that one big play. In 10 snaps, yes, because they moved him in the second half, 1 target, 0 receptions allowed. This was the worst game of Jamar Chase's career, and he's actually held some other players to their worst games of the career. All right, Allen Lazard, 1 catch for 8 yards. KJ Hamler, 2 targets, 4 receptions. Kendrick Bourne, 3 receptions for -2 yards. Devin Duvernay, 2 for 19, and he actually played against Mark Andrews a lot. Amari Cooper was the only player to score a touchdown on him. I know that the Patriots game, but that was revoked. So he currently only has 1 touchdown allowed. Also, Deontay Johnson, 0 targets. Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, 3 receptions for 25 yards. Sauce Gardner has been insane. Now, obviously, the number 2 player on my list is Tariq Woolen. Where is he? R. Obviously, the number 2 is Tariq Woolen. He is basically Richard Sherman 2.0. Speed is insane, 4.26. His measurables are crazy. But the thing about Tariq Woolen is he does give up a little bit more. He is giving up a little bit more yards. He has very slightly more yards allowed. Obviously, 244, and Sauce Gardner had 208, and also Sauce Gardner had Sauce Gardner and Tariq Woolen both had very good games against Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs did have a 40-yard reception on him, and then Tariq Woolen played excellent against DeAndre Hopkins. But Gabe Davis had 1 catch on the day against Sauce Gardner, who Sauce Gardner was primarily playing against. But both of them, I could see both possibly being the award winners. But I think Sauce Gardner is the favorite based on how he's just more locked down than Tariq Woolen's, obviously, ball hawking ability, 4 interceptions. But either way it could go, but those are both 2 already top 10 cornerbacks in my opinion. They both play like it. The comeback player of the year boils down to 2 players for me. The first one is Geno Smith, and then the second one is Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley having an excellent year, third in rushing yards, 4.8 yards per carry with 5 touchdowns. But it's impossible not to recognize Geno Smith's excellence this year. Yes, it's definitely not sustainable, and I don't think Geno Smith is going to be able to replicate it next year, but it matters about this year. He is leading the league in completion percentage. The Seahawks, who everybody counted out, are 6-3, 7.8 yards per attempt, 15 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. And if you look at this, guy has basically not played for 6, more like 5. He basically hasn't played since his New York days, which I vividly remember, which were not good. And for the Coach of the Year, I have 2 candidates as well, but personally, in my opinion, I have Brian Daboll. And the fact is that the Giants' depth chart is completely murdered. Their wide receiver 1's Darius Slayton. They're going to be now without Evan Neal. They lost Kayvon Thibodeau and Ezekiel Ojulari for a good amount of the beginning of the year. And with quite a depleted roster, the Giants have been able to be 6-2. And looking at their injuries, Xavier McKinney out, Kenny Golladay out, Evan Neal is now questionable, Daniel Bellinger is gone. In the beginning of the year, Darian Beavers went out with an injury, Aaron Robinson, Ezekiel Ojulari, injury reserve, Sterling Shepard torn ACL. With all these depleted players and also Daniel Jones coming in, nobody expected the Giants to be this good coming out, or they're on their bye week this week, but nobody expected the Giants to be this good this fast. Now, the next team that I want to mention is the New York Jets with Robert Saleh, because they've also dealt with their fair share of injuries. Mekhi Becton, broken kneecap. George Fant, knee, likely not to play again. Max Mitchell, hurt. Breece Hall, torn ACL. AVT, torn tricep. With all these injuries as well, the Jets have been able to finish 6-3 and just came off of a massive upset against the Bills. And, without your wide receiver 1, without your running backs 1, without you're starting 3 offensive tackles, having to have Mike Remmers as your right tackle, the Jets have just been playing so well because of their defense. And who is the defensive-minded coach that they hired in 2021? Robert Saleh. Been able to completely revamp this defense that was 32nd last year. So I think that Robert Saleh could be a candidate for Coach of the Year, depending on if the Giants fall off or whether the Jets fall off. So that's going to do it for this video. Let me know your midseason awards as well. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube, follow my Twitter, and I'll see you guys in the next video.